Yeah, see, it's bogging out. What's up, guys? I figured I would piggyback off of Moto Cheese's video about how to tune the carburetor on the Hawk 250. His video was full of a lot of great information. It just, you know, he showed pictures of stuff, and, you know, that doesn't really help me. So, this isn't in any way trying to compete with his. I'm just trying to get a better understanding, and this is my perspective on this job. He's a lot more knowledgeable than I am. I've only dealt with a carburetor once. Everything else has been fuel injected, so I'm not entirely completely sure about how everything works, but I'm pretty sure I can get it apart and back together pretty easily. These carburetors have a 98 main jet from the factory, and I finally got my jets from China. And let's see, somewhere there's going to be a 110, that's a 120, that's a 98. I don't know, there's going to be a 110 in there somewhere. That's a 90, 95, 125. Oh, I think I found it. Yep, 110. That right there is our guy. So, alright. So first things first. First of all, you're going to turn the fuel off. So yeah, then you're going to disconnect this fuel line that runs from the petcock. You're going to disconnect it from the carburetor or the petcock. I took off the seat, I took off the gas tank because I'm currently painting it. So he did not take any of that off, he just took off the side plastic on the side with the carburetor. So I personally think how easy it is to remove the gas tank and the seat, that it's just worth it to take it off in the first place. It gives you more room to work. But it's entirely up to you. Alright, so first things first, once you're ready to go, once you have the side panel off, or side panel, seat, and gas tank off, you're going to take a screwdriver and loosen this band clamp right here. Alright, once you get that done, you've got two 10mm nuts holding the carburetor onto the head. That one, and then there's one over there. I'm not sure if you can see it. So yeah, just remove those. And the exact same thing on the other side. Just loosen that off. Okay. Now that you've done that, I believe you should be able, that's the spark plug wire, I believe you can just kind of pull this thing off. Yeah. So there's the hose, and this right here. Alright, now the next thing that you're going to take off is this little cap right here. So pay attention to how you take this out. It has a spring inside, so it may want to pop out. I'm not really sure, I don't remember. There's a little gap right there, and then there's a gap on this other side. The shorter gap goes on the side with the idle adjustment. So I'm going to mess with this later. This right here is the needle that you're going to shim. Yeah, there's still going to be fuel in there. The manufacturer does not want us messing with this. So what they did is they put tamper-proof screws in there. They used a hacksaw, and you actually have to sit there and cut these things. I'll go ahead and let all the fuel run out of there. Once you get those cut, take you a small screwdriver. So then you just remove the 3 screws. And pull the bowl off. The main jet's the one you're going to change. I don't know if you can see this, but it says it is a 98 main jet. What you do is stick a screwdriver in that slot in the jet and unscrew it. Now I've already done this procedure. I put it all back together so I can make a video about it. So it will take a little bit more force than that to remove it, but it's not bad at all. And then you take your 110 or whatever you're using and stick it in there and just screw it in. And then you don't need to force it down, just make sure it's snug in there. Alright. Here you can also see the fuel mixture screw. Now mine was already a full 2 turns out, and so I tightened it until it bottomed out, and then I loosened it 1.5 turns like Moto Cheese did on his. I'm not sure if that's the best for my conditions here in Texas. I'm not sure if it has any effect on it. I don't really know. But I'm doing it anyways, just in case. So once you do that, just set that bowl back on. Take your screws and tighten them down. Alright, your carburetor is now back together. For that mixture screw, there is a little plastic cap that you have to pop out of there. I can't seem to find it. There it is right there. Very tiny, very easy to remove. So basically it sits right there in that hole. Kind of like that. All I did was I took one of these little screwdrivers, grabbed a hammer, and I angled it in, and then I tapped it, and it popped loose just like that. It fell right out. Now, this right here is the needle, spring, throttle cable's in there, pulls that needle, but it pulls it straight in and out. Alright, so to get that cable out, pull this spring out. So compress that spring in, push that cap together, and you'll see this thing, the throttle cable, poke out of that hole right there, and then drag it over to this little slit and pull it down and out, and there you go. There's a little clip in there, that little V-shaped clip that he was showing you, Moto Cheese was. Not exactly sure how to get that out, but needle nose never fails. That was so easy. There's this little E-clip. Do not lose that. That sits in this groove in the needle. Just like that. And so what we're going to do is we're simply going to add 2 washers. Just like that. Alright, so there's the 2 washers, the E-clip and the needle. Take the V-clip, squeeze it. Shit. That V-clip just went flying. I found it, thankfully. Yeah. Now, let's take our spring here. Let's head back on over here. Alright, so once you get that needle in there with those two washers, that E-clip and that V-clip, that's supposed to go through the bottom here. Okay, everything's still good to go. This carburetor is now ready to go back on. The short one goes here. So make sure that needle goes right back inside of there. It kind of got caught on something in there. Now that you have finished that, it's time to stick it back on. It out, huh? Oh. Okay. I don't have a gas tank on it. See what I mean? And yeah, once it warms up, it's fine. I have to turn the idle back down, but it runs fine. So.